Hello guys, Belle here. I write articles, help cover esports, and do video guides for Method, with my major focus being World of Warcraft. With all the hype and some confusion surrounding the Lucid Nightmare mount that was discovered by the folks over in the Secret Finders Discord, I went through the steps myself to get the easiest and most concise guide to getting this mount as possible. Want to make a quick shout out to Murky because he did help me through these steps so that I could navigate them a lot quicker. Now, before we begin the steps to get this mount, there's a couple things you're going to want to do. The first is going to be to acquire the Shadow Weave mask and have it on you. You won't need this right now, but you will need it later. You can go to the auction house and purchase it for a couple thousand gold on your server with no problem. The next step here is going to be to make sure that you block out a few hours to complete the final step, as it is quite a pain. Also, don't forget to expect quite a bit of nerd rage and cursing to go along with the final step. Make sure you follow the steps as I have outlined in the order that I have outlined them so that you don't have any issues getting the scroll at the end of each step to show that you've completed it. And last, you're going to need to download the add-on, the Lucid Nightmare Helper. You're going to need this to complete the final step. The first step here is going to be to go to the upper level of the Curiosities and More shop in New Dalaran. All you have to do is click the scroll here on the table in front of the bookcase and you're good to go. For the next step, you're going to want to head to Northrend. You could use the portal in Dalaran or Jaina's Locket. Head to Oldor and Storm Peaks. Once you get there, you're going to want to enter the raid. This can be done on any difficulty. First, you're going to want to kill the first boss, which is going to be the Leviathan, and then head to the Deconstructor. Kill everything in the room. You don't have to, but this will make the next step a little bit easier because you're going to need the floor surface. Once this is done, on the northwest corner here, there's going to be a pile of scrap. There's going to be a rusty lever for you to click on. This is going to populate a 20 by 20 grid of scrapyard lights for you to have to complete the next step. You can use this image here to know which ones you're going to need to turn on. Green is for on and black is for off. We started going around the outside and then taking it corner by corner and working our way in till all we had to do was fill in the middle. You can do it in any order, whatever's easier for you. Once the final one is turned on, they will disappear and 4 red ones will appear in the center of the room along with a scroll for you to click on. These scrolls are going to appear after you completed each step, so if you don't see it, you either didn't complete it correctly or you didn't do the steps in the correct order. Once this is done, you're going to need to head to Anchorage and Scythilis. Make your way to the Vault of Cthulhu once you're inside. Click this glowing mine larva. This will begin a Bejeweled game in which you will complete when you accumulate a certain amount of points. There's no confirmation on the total amount of points needed. However, if you can manage to match 5 brains, you will win instantly. I don't know if this is true for matching 5 of any of the other symbols, but I know for me the 5 brains worked. When you complete the objective, it will pop you out of the game and the next scroll will be on the table for you to read it. For the next step, you will head to the Crumbling Depths Cave in Deepholm. As shown here, the cave is located just a little bit south of Therazane's throne. Go ahead and put on your Shadow Weave mask now that we talked about earlier because you are going to need it. Once you're inside, go ahead and navigate to this fissure and click on it. Once you click on it, you're going to be popped into a room. There's going to be a skull on the chair for you to click. Once you click this, the scroll will appear in front of the chair. If you don't see the scroll, that means you don't have the Shadow Weave mask on, so make sure you put it on. The next step of our journey, we're going to head to Nomergon. Follow the path here on the map to get to where the levers are located. You will need to switch on each lever with a matching number, as I have outlined here in this picture. Once the last lever is correct, the scroll will appear here on the floor. The next step in our journey, you're going to go to Val Shara. Take the flight path to Starsong Refuge, then head to Ashtharan. Inside this house here, you're going to want to click the Nightmare Tumor. This will start a puzzle that's pretty similar to Blingtron's circuit design tutorial. The idea behind this is to untangle the red lines so that they turn blue. Now, I have to admit, I was a little bit on the slow train here trying to grasp this concept, but I am blonde, so what's new? Once this is done, you will find the scroll here by where you clicked the tumor. The next step is going to be the last puzzle portion of our little adventure. This took me about an hour and a half, although everyone's times vary. For this, I did use the Lucid Nightmare add-on. If you don't have it, go grab it. You can do without it, but I promise you will break less things on your desk if you grab it. Make sure you have enough time to complete this step because once you enter, if you leave or log out, you're going to have to start over, and trust me, nobody wants to start over. You'll want to head to Kunlai Summit. Take the closest flight path, which I think was 1 keg, then go to the Valley of Emperors. Inside the Tomb of Secrets at the base of this Mogu statue here, click the urn. Once you accept the warning given, you will actually be ported into the Endless Halls to begin. The end game for this final puzzle is to collect 5 colored orbs and fuse them into the corresponding runes. Here are some things to note for this process. The rooms you enter are random. Using the add-on, you can use it to mark the rooms with where the orbs are located and the runes you find so that you can hopefully follow your path back. Sometimes you will cross a threshold and you will lose your place and you'll actually have to start marking those over again. It just depends. Everyone's instance for the endless halls is completely different. Toward the last 2 runes, I did start to figure out the pattern for my instance and was able to finish it. You can only hold 1 orb at a time. You will grab the orb and take it to the room with the same colored rune. Click on the table and you will drop the orb on the rune. Then it'll fuse together and that one will be complete. Once you have completed all 5 runes, just walk out of the room and you will be ported to the final room. The scroll here will be on the table. I'm going to go ahead and read the note for this one because this was my favorite part. The way is now open to the greatest secret never told, a fitting end to your journey. For those of you who don't know, this note is talking about the Forgotten Crypt, which of course is the greatest secret never told because up until now the crypt was not accessible unless you cheesed your way into the crypt via an exploit. You're going to need to head to Karazhan via the portal in the center of Dalaran. Once you're here, you're going to need to navigate to the crypt, which is going to be about to the left of where you dropped in. You're going to need to go through the crypt and navigate your way to the Pit of Criminals. Once you navigate to the Pit of Criminals, you will find this very awkward and creepy pile of bones with the Puzzler's Desire on top of it. Go ahead and click it and you will learn the mount. Once I was done here, I did kind of go through the crypt to see some things. I found the room with the very infamous and creepy, hanging bodies from hooks. Nothing to see here, guys. Just your typical average everyday in World of Warcraft. But I do have this video for you at the end for you to just kind of check it out if you're interested. That's about it for this, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you get the mount a lot easier. I would like to know what you guys think of this mount, specifically the fact that this isn't a flying mount. So make sure you guys comment and let me know how you feel. Personally, I don't really care one way or the other, although I was really sad that this mount doesn't fly. As I said earlier, I do write for Method's website, which you can find here in the description, along with the article that does accompany this guide that has coordinates and things like that. I also do a weekly podcast for World of Warcraft called Pwnecast. This focuses on news in the World of Warcraft, helping the average player through the content along with what I think is pretty fun banter. So don't forget to head on over to that channel and check it out. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to Method, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest Method videos. That's it from me, guys, and as always, thanks so much for watching.